How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. I am here with
Thermites.
This is, as always, a Black Lives Matter, Holocaust Bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. You better support that shit, or get the fuck off this channel. This is Miss Marvel, Season 1, Episode 2. First off, though, the first episode was called Generation Y. No, W-H-Y.
Yeah.
Now, why was it called Generation Y? Because it's got to be because of the comics, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, Volume 1, when it was collected, was called Generation Y.
Okay. Because, yeah, it doesn't make any goddamn sense for the TV show, because there's no way she's Generation Y. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. And it's also not a, like, what the fuck is going on here situation.
Yeah.
Like, with, you know, for instance, an entire city being hit with a cloud that makes a bunch of kids turn into, you know, Inhumans.
Yeah, that's a way more Generation Y sort of... Like, yeah, what is it about the generation, you know? If it's just her.
Yeah.
Like, do you think we're going to get into... do you think this is just going to be a borrowed name, or are they going to try and make it be a generational type thing? Like,
I think they will, because to be fair, they're already doing that a little bit, not with the powers, but with, like, her, you know, her being this generation of Pakistani immigrants.
Yeah.
It is the, like, that dissonance of all the, you know, like, all the parents and presumably the grandparents still have, you know, like, the old world mindsets, and she's, like, the first one to be like, hey, it's fine if you want to go out and see the world. That's actually pretty cool. That's also something I'm gonna, like, diss a girl behind the back for.
So you think it's gonna be more about, like, a cultural generation rather than, like, the, you know, our generation now has to deal with, you know, this crazy superhero shit and having, like, almost all of us have fucking powers and shit. Not almost all of us, but, you know, so many, you know, Generation Y kids in the comics have powers. Like, there was a huge boom.
But yeah, I think it's going to be mainly cultural and a little bit, like, supernatural. Like, I think we could get into that as a, like, you know, now that you have powers, if her family finds out, or, you know, if they're just talking about people with powers, it'd be a big, like, oh, well, you know, just like the con. Like, we didn't want you to go to the con because we don't trust other people. Same way, we wouldn't want you to be a superhero because it's not that you'd be a bad hero, it's that, what if people try to kill you?
Okay.
Like, what if you get drone strikes?
Sure. What does it have to do with the supernatural aspect of it? Of Generation? Like, you know, I'm thinking of it in the way that the Generation has powers.
No, I'm thinking of it mainly as just a, like, this generation is in, you know, this group of people.
Where are you going with it?
That mainly it is going to be a cultural thing, but also the culture of this world is powers are now a thing, like, essentially since 2008.
Okay, so you mean, like, not like you know, a Pakistani family type thing, or even like a, you know, immigrant family sort of situation, but just a, like, in general, this generation is being helicopter parented more because of superhero stuff?
Well, I'd say it's both. Because I do think of, like, this, you know, like, the Marvel age that they're in right now as being a very, like, American culture thing.
Yeah.
I think it is, like, I think they are the same thing. It is, like, you come from, you know, India or Pakistan to America, and it is the, like, oh, this place is so different, the people do not act the way we act. Also, the people have powers, the people blow up planets. Like, I think they could tie both of those into the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I just wanted to clarify, like, by the supernatural thing, you don't mean that the generation is, you know, going to be more supernatural, but that the world is more supernatural, and thus parents are more afraid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I assume so as well. You know, it seems like we're making a lot of changes to this, so probably more the direction they're going to go in. But okay, and this episode is Crushed.
Crushed? Okay.
Yeah. I assume, like, crushed as it... Like, I'm not sure what... like, you know, she crushed their feelings, but that already... Like, that's not because of the end of the episode. I mean, I guess so.
It is kind of is.
It is, yeah. But that was more a disappointment rather than, like, a crushing their feelings, which was the, like, halfway through the episode thing with the I don't want to go with you, you embarrass me sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, like, a double meaning. Your classic, she's going to physically crush something, or it is, you know, about damage control coming in, talking about the literal, you know, smashing.
Yeah.
But it's also the, like, I'm crushing my parents' dreams and expectations.
What do you mean by the literal smashing?
You know, like, everything that went on in the con.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah,
you know, the giant Ant-Man head and stuff.
Yeah. When you said literal smashing, I was thinking like a giant hand smashing.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was like,
to be fair, when I said that out loud, my initial thought was also she's probably going to literally smash something in this episode.
right. Okay, but that's why I wanted to. So like,
Yeah.
do you think damage control is coming in because like we already saw them see that thing?
Oh yeah.
But do you think they're going to get in contact early because of a second thing more so?
I think they're already coming in to talk to her about the con. It's just, I imagine she's going to also separately crush something else in this episode.
Yeah.
Like maybe as a, oh, I can't control my power situation. Maybe as a, I'm trying to get away situation.
Do you think it's going to be as simple as just like, you know, they paid to get into the con and so they have their information and they can get it that way? Or do you think it's going to be a, because she was in costume, they don't know who it was, and they're going to have to wait for a second thing to happen where they go like, you know, they're trying to track who this is? Which do you think?
I think it's going to be the latter.
Okay.
Like, I think
I also think so, but for funsies, I'll say, you know, it's the MCU, so they love to do the just, we got their information, and we're fast-tracking it.
Yeah, it'd be very, you know, like, government spooky for them to just show up and be like, oh, you thought this would be like in your stories where we have to do a big manhunt? No, we just got your shit off Google. We just image tracked your face.
Yeah. But also, I don't know if they're going to do a damage control as government scary, and more if they're going to do a, like, they're dumbasses, you know? Because, like, everything we've seen them in has been them being tricked, or them, you know, like the Spider-Man thing, you know, is them being goofy. Even the, like, the original Spider-Man thing with Walter and stuff like that is, like, not them being goofy or anything like that, but this, like, they managed to sneak all this stuff away from them.
Like, just incompetence.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
And also, just the 5 seconds we got there at the end, just, you know, like, that woman also seemed like very schlubby, doesn't really care much about the job sort of thing as well.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where they don't really need to do anything to be scary, because, again, this is an immigrant family. This is one of those situations where, like, when I first got detention in school, my parents were like, God, they're going to have cops there, they're going to beat the shit out of you. Like, you know, like, you have to be prepared for that. And I went to detention, and it was a little scary, but there were no cops beating the shit out of me.
Thank God.
And that was the main thing. I was like, oh God, I can do anything as long as I, like, stop them from hitting me in the head.
Rough.
It's a rough
Very
shit.
bad. But yeah, I mean, we also, you know, that's a part of this, you know, series as well of, like, the, I don't know what it is, but it seems like there's more of, like, a Sentinels for Inhumans sort of situation going on, too, and, like, you know, from a little bit of the game we played as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot of, like, hunting down the Inhuman sort of situation, which I believe they're probably going to translate more into, being an immigrant family. I mean, it's tied in together, it's the classic, like, you know, metaphor that's also the thing sort of, you know, stuff.
For sure.
But with this, I assume they're probably just going to go for the straight. It's not the metaphor and a thing, it's more just, like, I imagine she's going to be scared for the Pakistani thing, not for the superpowers thing. Yeah. It's probably not even going to cross her mind of, like, that's something to be worried about.
I could see that.
But we might go for that, too.
We'll see,
Okay, let's jump into it. If you want to get the full link, check it out in the description below. Don't fucking whine to me that we don't have a reaction. We do. It's in the goddamn description. Let's jump into it. Okay, we're here for the discussion of this one. Actually, something I want to talk about that I just noticed at the end. I never noticed that Damage Control was Department of Damage Control.
Okay.
Like, I always assumed they were more like a, I don't know, more...
Like a company?
Yeah, like a company that they called in just to do, like, cleanup sort of stuff or whatever. Then with Spider-Man, it was like, okay, so it seems like they're actually more, like, coming in to do, like, interrogations about, like, you know, superhero stuff as well. And now this is like, okay, no, they are also, like, they are just the FBI, CIA for, you know, superheroes.
Like, yeah. We do get that in Homecoming. Not the, like, their expanded things. Like, they're definitely expanding in terms of what they can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we first get them in Homecoming, it is Stark Industries partnering with the Department of Damage Control.
Okay.
It is this, like, you know, Stark is responsible for, like, they're offloading stuff on him, like the cleanup for tombs and all that. But it is still, like, a government thing, and they're very ill-defined. Like, all we really see in Homecoming is that they contain all the shit that the Stark people cleaned up.
But yeah, now it seems like way more than just like, you know, what the Inhumans say. Like, you know, we're just going to stop this from happening. If there is a superhero individual, we are just going to try and stop them, put them in prison, anything, rather than just let them be a person.
Yeah, it is damage control extended to people as well. Like, you are not a person, you are damage.
Yeah.
Like, you are like the detritus that we're cleaning up, and we would clean you up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, like, they're not just going to shoot them in the street and everything like that. They're going to bring them into, you know, a truck and do all that shit with them. Like, you know, that is also goes in line with the FBI and CIA. The CIA used to just kill you right in the fucking street. They used to just throw your ass out a fucking window and you die on the street. But then, you know, it became so obvious that it's way more, you know, advantageous to just kidnap them and then no information ever gets out anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I imagine, what we're doing, rather than just, like, it's not going to be like, you know, the Sentinels come out and try and murder the X-Men in the streets and everything like that. Which, I mean, was fitting, because that's how it was happening at the time.
That's literally it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that was still during the FBI just going to shoot you in the street era.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes more sense for, like, this era of things to be, like, the drones are watching, you know. One, they're, like, surveilling the mosques and the, you know, just all the place, like, narrowing it down to just a group of people, and then doing, like, alright, go surveil the mosques. We're already doing that anyway.
Yeah. It's not even a we're doing it. It is the FBI. It is that classic, we don't know what the FBI are doing. We can't talk to them. We might sting each other. So...
Yeah.
But yeah, it is also, like, the classic, this is, you know, based on the word of one girl on Instagram, and it's not even her word, it is, they look at her facial expressions and go, okay, she reacted to, you know, a South Asian.
Yeah.
Let's surveil every single mosque.
In the tri-state area.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that's New Jersey, New York, and I don't even know what the other one would be. Fucking Pennsylvania? Like, how big? Like, surveilling all of New York is insanity.
To be fair, I don't know what the tri-state area means in this case.
I assume, like, New Jersey is so close to New York, you know. I assume the tri-state area would include New York in it. But...
Maybe, yeah. Because, like, every time I've heard of a tri-state area, it's more of just, like, a city thing.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, like, we have a tri-state area, and that's just, like... Kitchener, Cambridge, and Galt and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not how it is in the United States. Tri-state area is
literally 3 states?
3 states, yeah.
Okay.
Like, tri-state area here is, you know, Delmarva, Delaware, Marvel, Virginia.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, the tri-state area is Delmarva.
Okay, because, yeah, that actually does expand it a lot. If this is literally 3 states.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard it used in, you know, in the U.S. context for being city-wide. I mean... Yeah, like Tri-City is a thing here as well, but Tri-State is like 3 states.
Okay.
You know?
Damn.
But yeah, with Canada not having states and provinces being way larger than states.
Oh, yeah.
I can see why they do it as like Tri-State is a city thing.
Oh, yeah, it's almost certainly just we heard people saying Tri-State and we're like, we can do Tri-States as well. We don't have states though, so we'll have to figure out something.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I actually want to look up what is New Jersey in as far as the Tri-State area. Yeah, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania.
Damn.
Yeah. It's not something like they have a catchy name for it. But yeah, it seems like it's almost always like a 3-state thing.
Okay.
But yeah, what a wild fucking 3 states to, you know. Also, like, sometimes it's New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut instead, which makes more sense, to be fair.
Like they're more adjoining.
I guess not, because New Jersey's not, like... connecting to Connecticut, but New York and Pennsylvania are like, what, 6 times the size of New Jersey, if not more than that? That's nuts. But also, this is like a con, you know? This is people seemingly from all over the world.
Yeah, like this is the first Avenger Con ever.
Yeah. But... You know, so even with them trying to like narrow down the tri-state area, like I guess also they're thinking like they're probably still here now. They're probably still staying here, and with it being what is that?
Just Eid,
sure.
Or lesser Eid.
But with that going on, they're probably going to be which is why they were probably right there when it happened and everything like that. Like that does make sense.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, I did not realize they were an actual, like, department, but, You know, that makes more sense as to, like, again, I thought they were just a business before,
Right.
which now that their department, I can see how they have all this jurisdiction and so much more of a budget and all this shit now.
Yeah.
I mean, they got all these sci-fi fucking weapons coming out.
It's the kind of thing that I, like, it's not even necessarily a retcon because we've been moving forward in time. Like, with the snap and all that, I imagine it is a situation where, like, they just kind of kept on getting more power, and they were like, well, damage control's handling this, let's just let them do that as well, let's let them do that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it seems like they have, like, sound cannons, essentially.
Yeah.
And, of course, it is the immediate they start shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly. Do you think the drones are anything but cameras?
I think they're just cameras.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm thinking it's like the classic, like Half-Life cameras. It's in a bunch of other stuff, too, but I immediately think of that. The camera that comes to you, does like a click, 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 takes a bunch of pictures, or just, like, you know, gets your locations, that way the humans with the guns can come after you.
Okay.
Because also, like, if you're going after super-powered people, drones that are just gonna, like, shoot them, probably, like, I can understand the argument of, like, why not just make them cameras, because they're probably going to destroy them, as we've seen.
Yeah.
So make them more expendable.
Yeah.
You know? And they're just like the scouts.
I could see the flip side of it being, it's possible these are the Stark cameras that Peter had access to.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the sense of, like, they just bought them in an auction or something, or
they are
like,
those, actually. That is...
Okay, so it is literally those.
That is 100%. I didn't think about that until you just said that, but yeah, that is the design of those drones. With the two pieces that come down, and then the middle piece there.
Yeah, because that just makes sense for them to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I imagine they probably have the guns, but I imagine they're disabled unless it's a specific, like, oh, activate the guns.
Yeah, do you think anybody can use them now? Because, like, if it's only Peter can use them, and then the spell thing happens, assuming that works for electronics as well, maybe?
I'm guessing so.
And then so it's like, now anybody can have control of these drones. Maybe.
Yeah, like... As long as you physically have them, or, like, we also don't know what really went on with the whole Stark thing as well, like, where they were in such, you know, legal trouble. Like, it's probably, I was imagining it as a liquidation thing of literally, it's at an auction, you can go to the auction and go, I want the death drones.
That could be true, too. But the drones were, like, the glasses, to be fair, were very, like, you know, security heavy.
Yeah.
You know, so I imagine it seems like a kind of thing where Happy would not be able to do that. It would be only Tony could do that, and then because, you know, he gave it to Peter and blah blah blah. But I'm guessing through some, like, loophole sort of situation, the electronics are like, we're registered only to Peter, and then it, you know, goes to, like, there is no Peter, so we're registered to nobody. Instead of having, like,
I could see that.
You know, it's only registered to Tony, it's only registered to Peter sort of situation. Then it becomes sort of unlocked. Then maybe they do have it locked to somebody now, or it's just like, you know, the damage control just has the remote or glasses or something. Man, if this is just somebody in a room with the glasses... Like, well, we haven't figured out how to put it into a laptop, so you do have to just wear the glasses and speak to it. But, yeah, I do like that we already got the drones coming after her, you know, destroying the drones and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I do really like these powers now. In this episode, they sold them a lot more. Still, wish it was a different character, but, but yeah. And yeah, I actually do like that we had, like, a, you know, save the kid moment, you know, hero moment, but it wasn't, like, you know, perfect, and it wasn't even, like, a, like, she did injure him, you know, and it, like, oh, that was, I was thinking, like, I was prepared for it to be the, he's gonna fall, and she's gonna make a platform that he's gonna fall onto, and it's gonna be fine, even though that doesn't make any sense. But I'm just used to, you know, I'm expecting that. But I like way more how she got to him, then also, like, putting the platform under him, and, like, it does seem like, I assume either she has to focus on it being balanced, or it is, like, a balance thing. Like, there's a, if you're standing on this side, it will tip this way. You know? But I'm not sure, because other times it doesn't seem like that's happening, so I think she has to, like, focus on it being, like, if she's not thinking about it, she can maybe put out a platform that is, like, a video game platform with, like, you know, physics. Or she can solidify it harder to make it stationary.
I can see that. Because, yeah, like, every time she makes one for her feet, it is, like, you know, she can make it exactly where her, like, point, you know, like, balance point is. so she doesn't have to worry about that. Also, they're like slippery like glass, which adds
Yeah.
extra layer of not only might they have like physics to them, but also you could just slide off them.
Yeah. I will say for the, like, what you just said, where it's always, like, the center of her, it doesn't seem like the ones that she puts under her feet move, really. Like, they're way more stationary than, like, you know, some of the other ones.
Yeah, and they do wobble a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not when she's running, but when she's, like, walking for a little bit.
Like, yeah, I think it is, like, a confidence, you know, how much you're not even focusing on it, but, like, doing it naturally with your instinct.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I'm not sure. But I do like that it has some bit of wobble to it, and it has, you know, different physics to it.
Yeah, narratively, again, it's not the same thing as the stretching, but I can see how this works as a, like, it's a power that isn't an automatic, this is just a benefit.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much of it you have to learn about, and even now she's done some training, there's still that extra layer of, I don't quite know how to do this, or I don't know all the best ways to do this. Like, there's a ton of different ways she could have handled this catch.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, in the moment, with all the shit going on, plus all of her personal life stuff, you know, like, just stressing on her mind, you know, I can't blame her for fucking this up.
Yeah. And also, like, she, you know, later on when she was, like, running away, she did, like, a little Iceman slide thing. But that's also, like, a, you know, concern of, like, well, now we've changed her powers so much, how are we going to make this different from, like, Iceman?
Yeah.
So that, because, like, yeah, Iceman would have just made, like, a slide for the kid to, like, slide down. But, like, she's thinking her powers as platforms right now, but it can be an ice slide.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen her make an ice slide already, so.
Yeah, I think there's an added layer as well of no one in this world has powers like this, like the platforms, and so, you know, there's no obvious thing to point to and go, I can do that, or I can do it like this. Like, she has a lot of imagination. I feel like, you know, that's where we're gonna go with it, is she used that imagination to do really cool construct stuff. But for right now, I can see why she'd be like, well, my idol is someone who shoots blasts, so I'm gonna try and do that. Or, like, I can make a platform, so I'm gonna make a bunch of platforms, you know, to try and catch him, and oh no, he fell, I'm gonna make another one, oh no, he fell.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, I'll make a really big one, or I'm gonna make, like, a bowl or something.
Or just, like, the smartest thing probably would have been to be on the ground and just stretch your arm up to him. But
yeah, like, even the whole setup here of I need to get onto the roof and then walk over is, like, it's not suited to her powers, but I get why she did, because it's such a hero thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to stress that it wasn't like a, you know, why does she not do this, but like a, I'm interested in how the writers are going to keep this different from, you know, Iceman's ability. The kid was so funny to me, by the way. I don't know if it was meant to be funny.
Oh, it was definitely meant to be funny.
Okay, because yeah, just the way that he was, you know, speaking of like that. Oh, I shouldn't have come up here. Why did I do this? Then when he fell, it sounded like the exact cadence of the fucking. Oh no, our table is broken.
Oh yeah. No, I was losing it from the second he had the idea of, like, I thought it was going to be a superhero thing. Like, I thought maybe that's Kamala or someone. Like, you know, in the very, very first shot.
Yeah.
As soon as it's like, no, I'm leaning out here to get a pic. I'm gonna put some Instagram filters on my face. It was the most, like, I get why you would do this, and also I understand why seconds later you would go, why would I possibly do this? Why?
But yeah, the I'm gonna stick myself out the window and take a selfie is already the like, stop, and then when he's doing that going, which filter do I want to use? It's like, no, oh my god. But yeah, getting all the like different groups at the festival.
Oh yeah,
like that was so awesome. I again say it 1,000 times, but I love all the, you know, animation being done in the show over top of things. The whole like going for the white whale bit was so good.
Oh yeah.
I love her dad. His reactions so good.
And yeah, he's got that big, like, Indian Pakistani dad thing of, you know, being the cool one, in part because, you know, he's allowed to be. Like, her family dynamic is very much the dad who's extremely chill because, you know, he's been allowed to do that, and the mom is the one with all the stress who also is not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it comes out in this very, like, way where you would push back and go, you're just being such a bitch. But, it's the kind of thing where, there's all these layers and layers of shit on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, going, especially the stuff with her great-grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the fact that her dad is so willing to bring this up at the table as soon as his wife has walked away and she's in the same area.
She can hear them.
Like, I've experienced that before.
Yeah.
Because it's also an add layer of, she's definitely told him she doesn't like to talk about this stuff, but I don't think he understands how much this is upsetting.
Yeah.
Because it's also the kind of stuff where, like, the aunties are not going to tell him all this stuff.
Yeah.
But the aunties will tell, like, a 5-year-old girl, like, hey, by the way, your great-grandmother murdered someone. She's the worst person on the planet.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's, you can't blame, like, of course the mother is being awful, but but it's understandable where she's coming from with all that stuff. It's always the hard thing to do because, obviously she is in the wrong and she is being the villain, essentially. Yeah. But, when you have all that bottled up, of course, it's like you gotta fix that before you can even, begin to have them treat you like a person.
Oh, yeah. Like, when you got, like, layers and layers and layers of systemic stuff, and you're not even thinking of it as systemic stuff, you're just thinking of it as, that's life. It's unbelievably difficult to unpack.
Yeah.
If you even unpack it.
But yeah, hopefully Nakia can, like, change a lot of stuff here as well.
Yeah. Like, such a cool side plot for a non-superhero character.
Yeah, the whole talk in the bathroom was fantastic. I really like Nakia as a character.
Ah, yeah.
Like, yeah, Bruno, he's the guy in the chair right now. There's not much interesting going on about him at all. Like, he's funny, but, there's nothing emotionally invested I am with him yet.
Yeah. I'm interested in, like, what they're gonna do with the split right now.
And yeah. She has, like, some other friends, too, that, are very just tertiary characters that I can't really say anything about right now. So, what the hell is going on with the boyfriend? What was his name?
Oh, fuck.
Kamran?
Kamran.
That
was it.
That's how I remember it. Kamran. But yeah, absolutely love him. As I always say, one of the hardest things for a writer to do is write a heterosexual couple that is interesting. I truly believe that has to be one of the hardest things in the world to write, even for heterosexual people. In fact, it's probably harder for them. I don't think they understand what love is.
I mean, a lot of series do the inherent, because this is a boy and a girl, they're in love. It is the, like, I have a cat and I have a dog, and of course they are married. Like, with that in play, it's very hard to then go backwards and go, like, no, we need to explain this, we need to have roots here, you need to understand this. It can't just be a, like, immediate self-insert situation or It
is not just the classic, we have hot woman, we have hot man. Of course. Why would they not get together?
Of course.
What do you mean, personality? But yeah, suspicious of him, but really like it. Like, why did he just show up here? I mean, assumingly he knows about all this, like, crazy magic stuff. I don't know how he's, like, what did he see that, would lead him to believe that it's her?
Right now, I don't even think it's him. My guess is it's entirely his mom.
Okay. Like,
his mom knew about this and sent him in as a, like, hey, go talk to that girl,
Okay. Now, hold on. But even, okay, so how would his mom, like, what is his mom? How did they show? Also, I'm going to say that he and his mom both know about something, regarding this. They showed up not knowing this was did he say Kamala? Like, before she took off the helmet or anything like that. So he doesn't seem that surprised that it's Kamala. So, yeah, I don't know what to think. Maybe it is just the mom.
Yeah, or it could be both. I think it makes more sense narrative-wise.
They're both very close. I'm gonna... Oh my god, I can't believe we're gonna make another fucking Smallville reference. But I'm gonna say... This is the... What was his name? Jason and his mom?
Oh, yeah!
The football coach and his mom? I'm guessing it's gonna be a similar situation to that sort of thing.
I can see that.
Where, he knows a lot less than the mom, but... he is also involved.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a he's bad situation, though.
That's a dynamic I'm thinking. Like, she might be more bad or more, like, just involved in general, and he knows enough to be helping out.
Mm-hmm. I hope they're good. I hope this is, like, an ally situation, but this could also be a, like, I don't know. I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm suspicious but optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they tried to do a little bit of, like, the, body issues stuff, with, like, the nose glowing and stuff,
yeah.
but, like, it doesn't really work with these powers. Like, I appreciate them trying, but it doesn't really work. It feels a bit forced to me.
Yeah. Yeah, like, just body change as a power is so on the nose that it's very difficult to,
to do it with, like, glowing.
Mm-hmm.
And also with the fact that it, like, goes away, very, like, I don't know. I did like that we got a training arc, like,
Oh, yeah.
We almost never get that in anything ever, period. Not like we never get in the MCU, but you never really get it in almost anything ever. So, it's the kind of thing where people always talk about how boring the training arc is, or, now they're going to train for multiple episodes long, when I don't think that has ever happened in anything but Dragon Ball. Maybe Naruto. It's the classic problem you talk about all the time, too.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody says they hate, like, tropes when it has only ever happened in Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
And so, there is this, like, we never get training in anything because people think it's overdone when it's barely ever been done.
Yeah. And I love the concept of, like, as her powers scale up, like, before they get to the point where I imagine she can like, move the platforms and stuff. Like, she just has to train her body, because otherwise she's going to be ultra tired anytime she does anything.
Yeah. Also, man, this is so Gen Z, it hurts, and they're trying so hard to make it Gen Y. But, like, learning the platforms via some Subway Surfer shit.
Oh, yeah. God. Like, it's truly one of the few Gen Z things I've seen where, like, the writers are trying to do Gen Z, and it does feel accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like, oh, I hate these kids.
Oh, yeah. It is just like, this is the way it is, and here are some jokes about it. Here are some reasons why this, why you would go like, oh, so cringe.
Oh, yeah.
But not in a, this is inherently bad, just in a, no, this is pretty cringe. As every generation is.
Yeah, and the way that also every one of the MCU does those cringe, insane things.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm in love with the guidance counselor.
I think that's what he is.
I don't know what he is, but I love him. Want to say anything about the popular girl?
Zoe, I think?
Maybe?
Oh, yeah, Zoe.
No, Zoe.
Is it Zoe?
Oh, maybe that is Zoe. I'm used to a Y, but yeah. So I guess Zoe as well.
But yeah, I'm interested enough in her plot. Like, same amount of interest since episode 1.
Yeah, like, I don't have anything to say. I was curious if you had anything to say or predict where it's going to go, or, like... Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to become friends, right?
Yeah, and I appreciate the, like, doing the plot line of, you do a thing, and then the popular girl, the white girl, the girl who has all the followers already, talks about it as if it is her experience.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, oh my god, that's so cool, holy shit! You met someone who had powers? You were there?
And we also had, like, the same sort of, like, giving them a fake name, like, or giving them a different name, like the, what's the Spider-Man one? Is it Night Monkey?
Night Monkey is the French
Yeah.
Spider-Man, quote unquote.
Yeah. Like, I'm a sucker for those kind of things. When it's not, like, Nightlight's I can see, it's not, like, something just stupid for, like, a movie joke sort of thing. It is the kind of thing where it's, like, not cool, but I can see how someone would come up with this as a fake superhero name.
Yeah.
Same with Night Monkey, like...
And, like, the thing that always gets me on Night Monkey is the Spider-Man eyes, where it's so like this. It would be better without the eyes, because then you would go, yeah, this is just a totally different hero. I get why you would say that.
I mean, to be fair, I have seen so much discourse on Twitter about how the Night Monkey suit is the worst Spider-Man suit, because if you showed it to a random person, they wouldn't know it's Spider-Man. Which is the point.
That's the concept.
That's the whole.
As much as I was just talking about the eyes, I also appreciate that in the sense of like I get why they did that as the one like. By the way, this is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like, otherwise it would have just been a guy in a black cosplay.
Yeah. I think it would have been bad if they did essentially the Hawkeye in Hulk or in Thor situation of just this is just a dude.
He was just wearing a fucking
like balaclava.
Balaclava, yeah.
Yeah.
I always want to say baklava, but that's food.
That's food.
Also, the shoe stealer, the shoe thief. Any guess as to who it is? I got a guess.
Ooh. I don't.
I'm going to guess that it is the guy who's running, who was the dad's best friend.
Okay.
It's the only person I can think of to be, like, a culprit. And it's maybe like, he's everybody's best friend, but he's also been,
stealing
like...
stealing
the shoes, probably selling them, getting money and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that would also fit into the women's half of the mosque hasn't been updated in a while. It could be a genuine I don't want people to be able to see more stuff here. I don't want there to be cameras or anything. I know how run down it is. I also know they're not going to complain about this.
And the uncles never do anything about it anyway. They all know about it. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
Already. So.
Oh, that's such a good guess. I'm totally on your side now.
Yeah, Rashid, Uncle Rashid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's him. He's also wearing very expensive clothes and stuff like that. Like, he's stealing the shoes and selling them.
Oh yeah. Actually, speaking of divisions as well, that is
divisions.
I'd say that. I was saying, the women and men's side are divided as they are.
Yeah, also, the literal partition. Partition from the past. What do they call it?
It is just called the partition.
Oh, it was called. I thought I was saying wrong, but yeah.
The one that broke up India from Pakistan and that is. I'm gonna whip this one out. I'm pretty sure this is a true fact.
Okay.
That is the biggest movement of human beings in history.
Damn.
In the sense of a singular event that made a bunch of people go here, a bunch of people go here. It's just this pure artificial. We made a state, and now you gotta split up.
Yeah.
As the episode said, it's one of those things that everyone has a story about.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It is trauma incarnate.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The fucking classic mustachioed British man taking out a pencil, just going, whoop, and then ruining lives forever.
Yeah. This is the way it's always been, or this is the way of the world. Just whoop. That's a country.
Yep. But yeah, I like that we're getting into a lot of that. They're talking the classroom as well from Nakia and stuff.
Yeah, and with Kamala's great grandmother Aisha being so important, it seems. I imagine we're going to do a lot of talk about that and how that ties into the Bangle or just who they are. Also just the very small reveal here of the Bangle is not what gives her powers. This isn't a Green Lantern situation. It is her powers. They just unlock them.
Does she need to wear it anymore? I don't know. Because it still glows and does stuff like that. It does seem like it's always coming through, but is it it has to channel through it? It's coming from her, that's channeled through the bracelet, then back into her body that she can expel it or something.
Yeah. And also, can't she even take it off at this point? Because
it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, because when she puts it on, it expands. So, is it just on her forever now?
Yeah. I don't think it's important really, but considering we're just talking about the British whole stuff, what's his name? Kamran. He, is also British.
I
don't think we're probably doing anything there, but we might do something there. Actually, it might go into his lineage.
I could see that, because, there's a gigantic Indian population in Britain.
Yeah. I mean, they were also just talking about, how the British fucked it all up for them and everything like that. And as I said, there's something about British rap that I just can't. You could be the hardest motherfucker on the planet, and if you're rapping in British, you sound ridiculous.
It didn't occur to me until just now that he was listening to British rap because he comes from Britain.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Kamal also likes it somehow. I mean, I listen to some British rap too, don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
it is goofy. You cannot say it's not goofy.
We can all admit Return to the Mac is a good song. Return to the Mac, I mean.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Huh.
I really liked the, her mother allowing her to go to the party and just, like, stuff like, I'm so not used to that in the show either.
Yeah.
Like, they are actually on better ground and it's only been, like, a day.
Also, I'll just say in a vague sense, I don't know if I'll bring this up ever again, but just, it's a very loose adaptation of the comics.
Okay.
In that, like, the party was, like, a really big thing in the comics. And then, like, that's where some of her powers, like, showed up for the first time.
Okay.
And, like, the characters are, more or less the same in terms of people and sort of, their vibes, but...
Okay.
Yeah, definitely very remixed. So I doubt there's going to be a lot of in this thing is a direct adaptation.
Gotcha.
Which, like, considering how much they've already had to change, I'm glad that it is, they have some of the themes, but it is mostly, like, they had to rewrite it anyways. So if you're going to rewrite it, rewrite it.
Yeah, makes sense. The Zuzu thing at the beginning, where he, where did that come from? It's not part of his name, right? Like,
No.
it's not Bruno Zuzu, I don't think. Maybe.
I don't believe so.
Because the only reason I bring that up is because it was Zuzu, and then everything else was like Bruno Company Productions or whatever the hell, So,
But yeah, I also don't know what that means. Like, I'm guessing it's just a word.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, instead of just Siri, it's Zuzu, like something like that. I don't know if Siri means anything.
I believe Siri's an acronym.
Okay.
Yeah, but do we know if Siri exists in the MCU?
They said Siri.
Okay, they did?
Yeah.
Okay. Then there we go.
No, they said Alexa.
Okay.
Siri is the phone thing, to be fair. Can you have a Siri? Then probably, right?
I believe so.
I don't know.
Or, like, just on Apple products, you can... This isn't important.
Yeah.
I was bringing it up because I remembered the voice recognition thing for Black Panther as well. As they, like, in Wakanda, they also had to invent their own thing there. Is this a world where they didn't have an Alexa equivalent yet?
I think it's more that, this was like here, I'm building you an Alexa, one that will recognize,
Urdu.
Urdu. Also, it probably is going to track your fucking information.
Yeah.
Like,
It's, like, custom designed for their entire house.
Yeah. Like, I would love something like that. I would love an Alexa or, Amazon Echo thing or anything like that if it wasn't tied to one of those big companies and it was something that I knew for sure wasn't tracking me and shit.
I love the concept. It also shows that he is a child, that he was like, all right, and I'm going to make this for you, and I'm going to be your tech guy if this goes wrong.
Yeah.
Just, in general, you should never do that. Even for your parents. Do not say, and I will fix anything that comes up if this is a problem. No.
I mean, they already also completely got rid of it. Like, he was using it, and then it stopped working, and then now he's not using it anymore.
Oh, yeah. Again, very dadcore.
Oh, yeah.
Very, like, this is the coolest thing in the world, and then it stops, and he goes... Never gonna speak about this again.
Also, Haram.Kamran. He is very, like, adrenaline junkie, it seems like, maybe, or just, like, maybe not adrenaline junkie, but, like, very willing to take risks.
Yeah. I mean, he has run from the cops twice in one episode, and he did the big belly flop.
He ran from the cops, and then he ran from a department, like, the
yeah.
Department of Damage Control, which, to be fair, seems like the easiest thing in the world. He was in a fucking sports car, pulled up right next to them, sped away, and they were on the other side of the truck, and they were like,
what the hell?
What, did they disappear? Are they invisible? Fucking idiots. But yeah, I think that's it.
Lot of plot lines, gotta say. Like, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
Like, the episodes are packed with stuff, but it's not overwhelming. I'm not losing stuff.
Fully agree. And yeah, her, like, walk back into the school, like, this new, self, people were very, like, accepting of it. Like, it was that, like, okay, this girl's acting weirder than normal, but then it's like damn, okay, she actually has the confidence, okay.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. Okay, that's it. See you guys for the next one. Until then, get the fuck out of here.